Hello everyone, I am Dr. Ankit Goel, NEET SS MCH Geology All India Rank 9. In this video, I am going to talk about the strategies, all the techniques which are required, all the resources which are required to qualify this NEET SS Urology exam in one attempt. So I'll start from the residency days. What are the things I followed? What are the things I did? What are the mistakes I made? And what you should not do? All the things I'm going to say so that you can get a good rank in your single attempt. If you're a first year resident, I would suggest don't study for your NEET SS exam. You're not supposed to prepare for your NEET SS during your first year of residency. If you're doing so, that's a big mistake. Don't do it. In your first year residency, just focus on learning the basic skills of surgery, focus on your ward, focus on the patients which are admitted in your hospital, read the cases, whatever are admitted in your hospital. You need time to get acquainted to the working culture. So no need to dedicate yourself for the NEET SS preparation from the first year of your residency. If you're doing that, please don't do it. There will be a lot of time after that. For the first year, dedicate yourself to the clinics, to the ward, and to your patients only. If you get time during your first year of residency, try to utilize that time in taking rest, in attending seminars, in attending lectures, maybe some conferences. So no need to stress yourself excessively in the first year. There are already a lot of stress going on in every first year resident. So don't put your extra academic burden on yourself. Just focus on whatever you are saying around yourself. All right. Then it is in the second year of residency, you start getting some time for yourself. You start getting some time for academic purpose. In the second year of residency, in most of the hospitals in our country, there is a rotational posting and you get exposure to the super specialty training. It is this time which you have to utilize both for the super specialty exposure as well as for your academic purpose. So that is the ideal time you should decide which super specialty course you are interested into. Some of us might be having a mindset from beforehand that I want to do this, but after the rotation posting, that might change. So make sure you give your focus to the rotation posting and decide which super specialty you are interested into. Second year of residency is also the ideal time you should appear for the MRCS exam. It is also the ideal time for you to write the part A of the MRCS exam. What I did was in the initial 6 months of the second year of exam, I collected all the materials I required for the MRCS exam and I prepared for that exam and appeared for the exam in the middle of my second year. I did not start my NEET SS preparation till the middle of my second year. I spent time in the wards, I spent time in the clinics, and then whatever time I got for academics, I read and I prepared for the MRCS exam. That's how my half of my second year went. After clearing the Part A exam in the month of January, what I did was I spent few months in preparing for the long cases. I would teach my juniors, I would teach my undergraduate students, and that's how I would develop my skills of presenting long cases and short cases for the practical exams as well as for the clinics. So that's how the practical aspect of the surgery got prepared for the last part of the second year. This teaching is also important in developing your communication skills, which is required in your part B of MRCS exam. So what I did was towards the end of my second year, towards the early third year, I appeared for the part B of MRCS exam. And after clearing the MRCS Part B, then I decided to start preparing for the NEET SS exam. It's only in the third year of MS that I decided to prepare for the NEET SS exam, right? If you're not preparing for the MRCS, you can start your NEET SS preparation much earlier. But NEET SS preparation does not demand so much of time. 6 months, 8 months, even maximum 12 months. You don't have to spend 2 years or more than that for your NEET SS preparation. What I did towards the end of the second year, I completed my MRCS. Now, towards the beginning of my third year, I started preparation for my NEET SS. Now, during these 2 years, I also attended a few case presentations and few poster presentations and all those. But in the final year, whatever time I got after the duty hours, I focused mainly on the NEET SS preparation. To speak, actually, I started the NEET SS preparation in the urology stream from October 2019. When I started the preparation, actually, we need direction to prepare. In the month of October, I joined the classes of concept and then I got some direction to prepare, especially in the urology stream. For a general surgery aspect, I have been studying on my own. I have been reading textbooks. I have been reading Bailey and Love. I have been reading topics from chapters from Sabiston. So these were the two main textbooks I used to follow. I never went into the depths of GI surgery from Shackelford or like Mango or other books like Shorts. So I never went into the depths of them. I mainly studied Bailey and Love and Sabiston whenever I got time during my residency. And for this urology classes, yeah, I got the notes of concept, and some parts of the notes were very good, and I used to follow them only for my preparation. I got handwritten notes of my own, and I would prepare from both the concept notes and my notes, and I would appear for the test which were in the concept app from the month of October till the month of March. That's how I went on to prepare. Whatever time I would get, I would prepare like this. Every day I would get around 2 to 3 hours. That's how I prepared. At the same time, postgraduate also has to manage the university exam, which is held in the month of March or April. Simultaneously, whatever time was left behind, every day 2 hours or 1 hour, I would study for the university exams. At the same time, that would also be required for the super specialty exam. Whatever Saviston or whatever Belly and Love I would read, that was also required for the SS exam. That's how the general surgery preparation went. For the urology preparation, as I said, I was reading my notes as well as the concept notes, and at the same time, whenever there was doubt, I would refer back to Campbell to add a few points on the notes whenever there was doubt. What I realized is practicing MCQs has been very important. What I would do is I would solve this textbook called Campbell Review 3 to 4 times. I have solved it from this month of November till the exam. I have done it 3 to 4 times, and at the same time, there was a book of Parag Gupta, and that book also has been very helpful. The quality of questions are very good. There might be some mistakes into it, but the quality of questions are very good. I would suggest go through the MCQs in the book. If you are not sure about the answer, you can at least know the question and refer back to the answer in the Campbell textbook. The answers, if you are not sure of the answers, all right. But if you are having any doubt, rely on the answer which is given in the Campbell. The second half of the book, which contains the one-liners, they are very helpful. They are very helpful, and most of them are correct. I would recommend to solve Paragupta. At the same time, I would recommend solve Campbell Review. So I repeat, for general surgery, Bailey and Love is a compulsory textbook. You must read, if possible, every line from Bailey and Love. Try to give tests from Bailey and Love. And for general surgery, Saviston also you have to read. There are a few topics from Saviston which are not covered in detail in Bailey and Love, so that has to be covered as well. When the exam got postponed in the month of June, we had another institute coming up, the Wise Academy, and this institute also had very good content, very good faculties, and very quickly they came up with some updated version of video lectures and video conferences, and also some test series which were very useful. So basically, I had one set of revision with their lectures. I attended their lectures, and they helped in revising as well as updating the facts from the new edition of the textbook. But the most important thing, as I said, keep solving the questions, give as many tests as possible, because these MCQ exams is all about recall and concepts, and you can forget the concepts, you can forget the facts if you don't revise. If you give the test, all those things remain in your memory for a long time. So try giving the test as much as possible. So I subscribe to a lot of test series. I subscribe to the Wise test series, Concept test series, as well as I subscribe to the Euroneet Success test series. All those test series I have been solving throughout my final year. I've been doing it especially from the month of October till the day before exam. I've been solving a lot of tests, and I think solving tests is very important, as well as reading notes and revising them. Believe me, the NEET SS preparation, you know the limits, right? You know the syllabus. What I want to say, the NEET SS preparation, you know the syllabus, you know you have to read Campbell, you know there won't be questions beyond Campbell and Bailey and Love or Sabiston. For a NEET SS exam, you have to prepare the subject of your specialization in detail, as well as what you are targeting for. You should have basic concepts of them. In my year, 2020, the NEET SS exam, the subject of general surgery, they asked a lot in detail about the general surgery. They covered everything, every aspect of surgery. There is a misconception about general surgery that most questions are asked from general aspect and the GI surgery. General surgery does not include just GI surgery. Remember what this time there were questions from neurosurgery, plastic, and all super specialties. One or two questions were asked in the general surgery aspect as well, and it was a very balanced paper. So I would like to say that don't just focus on general surgery or GI surgery when we talk about the general aspect or the 40 questions of the general aspect. Read every aspect of surgery, give equal emphasis to every aspect, and know basic concepts, because there will be questions on concepts only, like what will be the next step of management. Once you give this exam, you will realize that the exam pattern has become more like an AIMS exam pattern. The one liners are very few nowadays. The more questions are conceptual. So the pattern is changing. The more the concepts are asked, I think it is more easy for those who don't like remembering fact. Now, just a few words about how to perform in the exam. If you are opting, I would suggest that you should opt for only the specialty that you have prepared for, only for the super specialty exam you are prepared for. You have options of two subjects to appear for the exam, but I guess most of the candidates go prepared only for one subject. You can appear for the two subjects, but make sure when you choose a subject, if you are attempting for urology, if you are prepared for urology, the subjects usually come in alphabetical order, and I think the urology comes at the last. So maybe you might have to face the subject you are not prepared for before that, and that might reduce your energy before the urology question. So if possible, don't appear for the subject you are not prepared for. Then you get a 100 question. Try to answer as many questions as possible. Don't leave out any question. If possible, try to attempt all the 100 questions. If you leave out 5 or 10 questions, already there is so much competition. The chances of getting a good rank comes down. Secondly, the more tests you give before your exams, the more practice you have done before the exams, the better it is, because the questions are nowadays becoming lengthy. So you need time to practice as much as possible so that you can finish it on time. I think the general surgery paper was very lengthy in my exam. The urology were also very much clinical, but still there were at least few one-liners in urology. But in general surgery, there were, everything was concept based and long questions. So I would recommend practice, practice, and practice. Revise your notes, revise the notes whatever you have, and just stick to one note. If you're unable to decide like whether to follow concept notes, whether to follow Wise Academy, I would recommend, if you're unable to decide, just follow whatever you feel like, whatever you have started preparing, just follow that institute. Every institute has its own pros and cons. Every institute is good, every institute has good results. So just follow whatever you have already started, stick to that. Or if you want, you can have all of them. Time management, as I said, with your residency in your final year, that's the time when you should focus maximum time to your NEET SS preparation. After your duty hours, after your duty hours, whatever time you should get, you should focus on your NEET SS preparation. So if you are willing to do publications, you can go for it. You can attend seminars, you can go for conferences, but whatever you do, you have to manage time for your preparation. You can go for it publications and still have time for your NEET SS preparation. As I said, NEET SS preparation does not demand a lot of time. Now, if we talk about Campbell Urology, there are few chapters in Campbell Urology which has to be read, like the Uroanatomy, the Physiology, the Urobasics, the first few chapters of Campbell, the first 18 chapters from the new edition, and the 11 chapters from the previous edition. Those contains very high yielding topic, and preferably one should read them because questions are asked from there. And as I said, once you keep solving the tests, once you keep solving the Campbell review, you will realize how the questions are framed from those Eurobasics chapters. Read those chapters from Campbell very well. So you don't have to read the pediatric urology in detail from the Campbell. Just stick to the notes, whatever notes you have, just stick to them. Also, you don't have to know the urodynamics in detail. There is a lot of things in urodynamics or neurourology. It's not possible to read everything. So just stick to the basics of them, attend the classes, whatever basic thing they tell you, I think they will suffice. Apart from that, keep adding as you give test, keep adding after that. So that's all I wanted to say about the preparation strategy. You can have your own preparation strategy. You can study at your own pace, no need to compare yourself with anyone. All that you have to do is set a time limit, at least 1 month or 2 months before exam, when you should stop reading new things and keep revising things from the notes. That is the time when you should stop, you should keep your limit. Don't add new things after the time limit, but study at your own pace. This NEET SS exam is not that hectic, is not that stressful like your previous exams. If you have cleared your NEET PG exams, you can easily clear your NEET SS exam. Keep your focus. If you're working somewhere, you don't have to leave your job. You can keep working and study for your exam. And if you are a final year resident, just whatever time you get after your duty hours, focus on the studies. Avoid everything, every distractions, at least for 6 months or 1 year. You will definitely get a good rank. Thank you so much. Thanks to everyone who have guided me throughout this journey. Thanks to the concept team. Thanks to Wise Academy, the Euroneet Success team. Thank you everyone who have guided me in my preparation. I wish I can help you in every possible way to the upcoming Euro aspirants. I wish you find this video useful, and if there is any other suggestion you require, let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching.